Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Hold Your Brakes Academy, presented by PinotsForVets.com. As we're here at Charlotte, but not for the oval. We're here for the Roval, for the road course here with the Xfinity cars. And let me tell you, I mean, when it comes to any kind of NASCARs here on these road courses, they go together like, you know, a fine wine and milk, like macaroni and donuts. They don't mix. Okay, let's just put it that way. So it is, to put it mildly, it's not easy at all. It doesn't matter how good you are here on these road courses, no matter how good you are in these Xfinity cars. It is a bear to get these things around here, and you need a gentle touch on the throttle for sure. So not sure if you like racing in socks, in some 40 racewear shoes or what, but you need to be able to feel every little bit of that throttle here tonight, because you get just a little bit too much and you're gonna be looking backwards very quickly. But we'll see how these drivers handle it out here tonight. Carl Landwehr joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, here at Charlotte, but this Roval is, I mean, it's rough even for a GT car.
Yeah, and this is a little bit different than the course that the GT cars run as well. So the first time I went out there a couple days ago, I went to go take the turn, and
That's not where I parked my car.
That's not where I was supposed to go. Yeah, Carl. I mean, these cars are a handful. You know, these cars, they're the Xfinity cars. They're H pattern shift cars. You know, so clutch and shifting, and you can't just romp on the throttle. You know, you're gonna lose the back end. Out here watching a lot of these drivers, obviously league a little more geared towards the newer driver that's been out here, and we've had a lot of great races. I'm hoping for a great race here tonight, and not just, you know, drivers out there just trying to survive. And basically that's probably what's gonna end up be tonight. I hope they drive their race, take their time, and don't like overdrive the car, because you can, like you said, you can get into the corner too hot. You're going through the corner, you know, back them corners up, get slowed down, especially for the extreme hairpin that goes out around the oval, and you get a lot of speed, you know, getting back up on the oval, because it is Charlotte. But then down towards turn number 3, you're gonna go ahead and just like a bus stop basically. So you're gonna go through that bus stop, go around the oval, and then down into another bus stop right before the start finish line. And it's a lot of patience. It takes over a minute and a half to get around here, right around a minute and a half. You know, especially when the tires get going. But qualifying is done, and the lineup is now set.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring in Joe Thomas here real quick, as he is the man that is behind the Charlotte Roval Operation Motorsports 35 here tonight, but also the man behind the curtains helping bring in PinotsForVets.com to the series here for Hold Your Brakes Academy. So, Joe, welcome to the booth. Will we maybe get to talk to you at some point during this race, or do you think you can actually survive this thing here tonight?
It's mostly about survival tonight, because it's a little slipperier than before the end of the season update happened.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely slick. I got a chance to get out there and just test it a little bit, and man, I mean, I mentioned you need a tender foot on the throttle. You need to be very careful, because even, you know, after a few laps of warming up those tires, you can still light them up in third gear.
Oh, absolutely, and couple exiting the infield, you need to be in first, and so that's a tender place as well.
Yeah, anytime you get on a road course in these type of cars, and you have first gear corners, it usually doesn't spell anything, anything but disaster. So hopefully you guys can handle it out there. 35 laps on this track is certainly going to be, it's going to feel like like a 12-hour race here, even though it's only going to be, you know, maybe an hour and a half to get this thing done. So certainly want to wish you luck, want to get you in here and talk to you a little bit. But before we kind of, you know, let you go and let you give your thanks, why don't you talk to us about Operation Motorsports a little bit?
Yeah, it's an organization that's set up to help get veterans into the motorsports world. So right now I know they're supporting a handful of teams, primarily in SRO and GT America and a couple other series. And so I've met a couple of guys through there and that are veterans, and run with them on the endurance races, and we try to coordinate with Le Mans this weekend in the IMSA series on here, but it was just me and a couple other racers, but I didn't do too bad in the bottom split.
There you go. Well, we'll wish you luck out there. I know you guys are out there pacing, getting ready to go. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, series sponsor, as always, PinUpsForVets.com. Go help support their mission with boosting veterans' morale and also active duty. Buy a calendar for yourself and or for the veterans themselves. And also Majestic Apparel. Help go visit their website and help them out, and SM Racing Products. And then biggest one of all this week is Operation Motorsports. Go help them. They're a nonprofit.
All right, buddy. Well, wish you luck out there. Definitely keep that thing pointed the right way. And, I mean, heck, you do that. That might be good enough, at least for a top 10 out here tonight. But either way, maybe we'll get a chance to talk to you, and maybe you survive as one of the top 3 here tonight.
Yeah, fingers crossed. A lot of mess is going to have to happen for that, but we'll see.
All right, buddy. That is the driver of the 218, Joe Thomas, as we get ready to get this thing underway. Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of tonight's 17-car starting order?
Yeah, quick rundown of tonight's starting order here. Only 17 drivers brave enough to win the track here, but Christian Proctor out front with Rob Higgs. And then Robbie Minor and Matt Ulmer there on row number 2. David Shively and Shane King, row number 3. Bryson Anderson and Jorge Ledesma back there in row number 4. Aaron Genske, Jeremy Gill in row number 5. Row number 6 made of Joshua King and Joe Thomas. Row number 7, Robert Altman with Rick Higgs. And then James Smith and Drafty Beef on row number 8. And bringing up the back of the pack, Andrew Jones. But Drafty Beef, Andrew Jones not getting a time in. And that could just be a scrape of the wall across an off track. Little things like that will mess your times up, but it's good to see that 15 of the 17 drivers got times in here before the start.
Yeah, I want to send a shout out as Joe did for the Operation Motorsports, also for PinUpsForVets.com, and then also for Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel, from pens to shirts, chapsticks, and hats. Whether you run a company, a government agency, a sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement. Check them out and get your free quote today at MajesticPBA.com. But we are racing here, and already, I mean, we didn't even get to the start-finish line. We already got some bumping and banging, but Robbie Minor looks like he's going to take the lead into turn number 1 and take us into the infield for the first time. But again, it's really... You're racing this track and this car 10 times more than you are the other competitors out here. You got to point this thing in the right direction. So far, definitely a good start here for Robbie Minor. Rob Higgs going to slide into second place. Higgs has definitely had a fast car out here tonight. Was fast in practice, obviously fast in qualifying, putting it up there in P number 2. But not sure what happened to Christian Proctor here, your pole sitter, back in 11th. I didn't see what happened coming to the start-finish line as he's trying to work his way now back up through the field and gets into Joshua King there.
Yeah, just a little bumping around and go, and you see how easy it was to kind of get it sent around, and that might have been a little bit of assist, but not much there. But Josh, the King gets set around there, but back on the track, just has a lot of work to do to catch back up here. But you can see drivers lighting up the tires and getting heavy into it, and obviously Robbie Minor wanting to stretch his legs and get out there, give him time to be able to take it easy just a little bit. But you have 3 drivers battling here for P number 2 right now. Robert Higgs, Matt Ulmer, and Shane King, all trying to get things done here at Charlotte. And they're now down to the second bus stop area, down across the start-finish line, down in the nice left-hander here. Yeah, left-hander here for turn number 1. Down into before they may finally start turning right with these cars. Down here through 3 and 4. Get a nice little straightaway up and over the hill, and then it's a kind of an area here. We'll hop on top of Rob Higgs here and just kind of give you an idea. They're going to come around this second corner here, and they got this little hill right here, Carl, and this is where you kind of need to know the track, because you want to get off the throttle, get into that apex, let that car rotate, and then kind of get some speed come down here, but slow it down so you can make this turn, and then easy throttle application back on the track. As here Rob Higgs come up through the gears, back onto the first part of the oval, and it's going to come down to that first bus stop You get some good speed going down through here. You get all the way through third, up into fourth. And as soon as you hit fourth, now you're into the boards again. You can see him letting off right around the sixth board. Get that car slowed down, downshifted, hit these apexes, cut them corners as close as you can, use all the racetrack, then get back on the throttle. So Rob Higgs taking his time right now, and that's, you know, what it can take, you know, to kind of get a great finish here. Now, Robbie Minor maybe having a little bit better start here, and he's got just a little bit of a lead over Rob Higgs Jr. up to 2 seconds right now. But on a road course, with as slow as they're going, you know, 2 seconds isn't that too far away, as you can still see Robbie Minor right there in front. But we do have an incident happening back here with Robert Altman. We'll see what happened back here, and maybe just a solo crash heading down into the first bus stop. And you can see too hot into the corner, locks it up, holds his brakes, lets the drivers go by. So, you know, name of the league, but keeping the car safe. So maybe some angry tires, but still on the track as Robert Altman gets that thing rolling again.
Yeah, one thing that kind of surprised me. I mean, obviously, you know that you need to take some time, take a few laps here to get these tires warmed up, but it almost seemed like you need to do the same thing and kind of take the same amount of time to get the brakes warmed up, because these brakes did not want to work, at least for me. And, you know, just getting out there in the first couple laps, it seems like, you know, getting on the brake pedal did not want to work very well the first couple laps until they kind of heated up as well. So it's one factor that you don't really think about too much, but it looks like might have been an issue here for Robbie Minor.
Oh, no.
As he has spun. We'll see what happened here. This is into the slowest part of the track that Jimmy just mentioned. You're all the way down into first gear here, and you gotta wait. You gotta pick up that throttle slowly. Minor doesn't, and unfortunately he slides down off the track. Gonna lose a position there to Rob Higgs. And eventually he's going to lose one there to Shane King as well. Just seen Joe Thomas, and this is into the bus stop here as well. And not exactly pointed the way he would like to be, but gets that thing back going. But unfortunately, it's going to put him now dead last, as Andrew Jones has joined the field here. He started in the pits, probably safely into the pits. But you see, again, just a little bit hot into the bus stop.
Yeah, and a lot, maybe the rear coming around just a little bit, maybe downshifting a little too early and not rev matching. And locking that rear end up, and it'll send that, you know, that rear end around. So it's a very tricky track, and you know, playing with the throttle, the engine itself, and being in the right gear at the right time. If not, you'll find yourself in positions like Joe had right there. But long race still remaining here. We're only on lap 4 of 35. Was originally scheduled, I believe, for 45. So they've been connected down here to even the 35 laps. It's going to be a while. Like I said, it's out here for, you know, a minute and a half per lap. So, and the drivers are, you know, typically are just turning left. But tonight, tackling on something a little more challenging here at Charlotte. You know, a little bit of changes, altitude changes, kind of blindish corners. You know, really, really sharp turns, just like down here, where you want to send it, but you shouldn't, so you can actually make the turn. And these cars are heavy. They don't like the turn. There's no grip. It's just a mess, Carl.
Well, this track, obviously being a road course, is a situation where you look for some different names that you typically see. Obviously, the man we're looking at right there, the 44 of Jorge Ledesma Jr., he has been just on a ridiculous tear this season. He's got a massive points lead coming in here, but this is different now. This is not the oval racing that we're used to for the entire season here. It's road racing, so you see some different names, and definitely keeping an eye on your pole sitter, Christian Proctor. Had some issues, crashed somehow on the gridding, like on the pace lap there, coming to the green, went back in the field. And he's all the way back up to second place right now. He has done a phenomenal job in the SpongeBob number 13 here tonight. He's back up to second place now, 7 seconds behind Rob Higgs. So he's got a lot of work yet to do, a lot of time left in the race. And he was one of the drivers that joined us last night with the Core Premier Series, and had a pretty good showing. Came out of there with a couple good finishes, and actually sitting third place in the points over there already after the fun dirt races last night. It was. We'll just say they were fun. They were certainly interesting, and it was. I mean, this track was slick last night. slicker somehow than this one here tonight. It was there was nothing left on that track. But see another incident here, and it looks like Aaron Genske locks it up coming into the section right there. There's this entire track here tonight is tough. I mean, every section of this track can reach out and bite you, but there's definitely some more troublesome some spots than others. Definitely right there as you see the final corner of the infield heading you back onto the oval. Again, it's a first gear turn, and any kind of first gear turn on road courses, doesn't matter what car you're in, is not fun. But especially here in these these NASCAR type of vehicles, they don't like being in the low gears. It's like Tristan out there in the crowd tonight, not partaking in the fun out here tonight. Not sure if not sure if Tristan's just scared to get out there in the field or just missed the race for whatever reason. But either way, rooting on Robbie, and Robbie hanging in there. Fell back to his starting spot right now, back in the third, as Proctor trying to run down Rob Higgs as the lead now already down to 5.8. So Proctor put in some good lap times. But it is Higgs, Proctor, Minor, Shively, and Ulmer for your top five, and then Ledesma, Gill, King, Genske, and Altman for that top 10.
Yeah, Gill just getting around King there, as King had a little bit of hold up there coming through the hard chicane, and now back in you see a little bit of damage there on Jeremy Gill's car, probably just trying to slow down for somebody in front of him. But yeah, the bus stops do a good job of slowing the drivers down. Obviously, they're used to kind of maybe being out here on the oval and running them super fast laps around here, and those bus stops do what they do. I mean, they slow you down, and it's trying to get that car slowed down and turn to the right, and that, which is usually the difficult part. It's something that's a little awkward, and these cars don't have the grip. We talk about the GT cars. I have run the GT cars here with a bunch of Roval races, and it's obviously a lot different. The cars stick, they handle, they run around these corners. You're talking laps, probably in 110s. It's like a major difference with a car that can actually that's designed and they'll hold on to the road for each and all these corners. So that's definitely something that's unique. But we talked a little bit last night, and how the drivers here are really fighting the wheel. Last night, I think I steered right more than left on an oval. So with the rear end coming around on a dirt car, definitely it kind of shook things up. But I have to say that the boot is still standing strong after at least the first week, because you got yourself a great pole for the lineup, and walked away with a heat victory, and somehow I squeaked out a victory for the heat number 2. So CRN still has it, I guess. So look out, drivers. Maybe we'll get back on the track sooner or later.
We got to represent. I mean, that's we can't just step out of the booth for nothing. We got to represent, and not to toot our own horns, but I know some of the fans out there are definitely fans of us, and me and Jimmy represented 2 heats last night, 2 wins for CRN. As I took down heat number 1, Jimmy took down heat number 2, and we definitely were representing mighty fine last night, and even in the point standings after it's all said and done, with myself on top of the boards and Jimmy back there tied for 4th place, only 5 points back as well. So yeah, we may not get to race that often anymore, but man, it felt good to kick the rust off. But either way, you seen a little incident there from David Shively in the bus stop. It seems like that is definitely a troublesome spot number 2, I would say, for these drivers, just getting that car woed down, getting it turned in there. And there's a lot of corners here that have curbing that's just kind of flat. It's almost just like painted curbing. There are some that have the raised, maybe not necessarily turtles as we like to call them, but there are definitely some raised curbs there. Some you absolutely want to avoid it, but there's some where you almost want to get half the car up and over, like the final chicane heading to the start finish line. We see drivers pretty much driving over half of it to get back to the start finish line. So you really need to feel it out and feel what your car can take, and really, I guess, kind of what you can take out of it.
Yeah, I do know the final bus stop before the start finish line, like you go in the corner, It's like a small sweeper left, and then you can see as Jorge Ledesma comes in here, he's going to the left, and then he makes the right-hand turn. That bump right there that he's just avoided, and you can see
Jeremy Gill avoided.
So Jeremy Gill avoided it on the other side. If you hit that, it launches the front of your car up in the air, and you can take some front end damage. So I mean, he made the best call. Yeah, I mean, probably a slowdown, but rather the slowdown and then a damaged car. So sometimes you're just trying to push the car a little bit harder yourself, and that's probably one of the worst places to kind of push it. And it's a lot of the drivers, just end up they're getting excited, and they end up overdriving the car, and that's usually when stuff starts to happen. But right now, Rob Higgs Jr. Is still out front, Carl. We are 9 laps into this thing, going right now, starting to go around some lap traffic. Rob's got the 14 rolling here tonight. Chris Proctor on his way, though, in the number 13, as he's been chasing him down to 2 seconds, then back a few seconds. Robbie having his troubles, but has found himself still in a top 3 spot there. 16 seconds back from the leader. And then some more time back to Matt Ulmer, as he's been battling, working his way through troubles as well, but is in 4th. David Shively in 5th. Jorge Ledesma up 2 spots, sitting in 6th. So maybe not the run that he wants, but a pretty decent run at the moment. Jeremy Gill in P, number 7, up 3 spots. Biggest mover of the race is going to be Robert Altman in the number 94. And the Turtles machine staying with the wheels down here currently. Staying off them curbs, keeping things going forward. Then Aaron Genske still holding strong in P number 9. Joshua King back in P number 10. Shane King down a few spots here, having some troubles back in 11th. Joe Thomas holding on to 12th still. And then you got Andrew Jones up a couple spots as well. And 13th, Bryson Anderson in 14th. Rick Higgs back in 15th. James Smith in 16th. And Drafty Beef sitting in the pits, not the place that we'd see the number 2.
Yeah, I think he's called it a night after lap number 4. Not sure what happened, but he's been in the pits for quite some time. So I think we've seen the last of Drafty Beef here tonight. But yeah, that lead, you see it when Christian Proctor got back to 2nd. It was 7 seconds. It's now 1. So Proctor has definitely got the bit between his teeth. He is trying to get back up here to the top spot that he earned through qualifying. He's now only got Rob Higgs in front of him. Higgs has been doing pretty well out front, just turning another solid lap there with a 128.5. But Proctor 0.6 of a second faster on that lap, and you see him, both of these guys wheeling and driving the tires off of these cars. These drivers do have 3 sets of tires that they can use throughout this race and the pits. Most likely going to be a 2-stop race, maybe a 1-stop if they can really do some major saving, and maybe that's what we see Rob Higgs doing right now as well, with Christian Proctor catching up. But these drivers really checking out for the rest of the field. 16 seconds between Christian Proctor and Robbie Minor right now, and even Minor has got 8.5 seconds in between himself and Matt Ulmer. So I mean, our podium spots right now are absolutely locked in, but something tells me something's going to happen yet. This thing is far, far, far from over, as we're only on lap number 11 of 35. We still got those pit stops to come. I mean, Jimmy, there's no chance of not taking tires on pit stops. You kind of have to take tires on these pit stops.
Yeah, they need as much fuel as possible to make it their way. It's 35 laps. So, if somebody can get, around that 18th lap, I'm getting word that possibly 17 laps are in the books. So they have to make it past and around the 18th lap. If not, a splash and go maybe at the end. And it could be the demise of somebody, coming down through the pits, as slow as it is. Even with the cars having to slow down, you're not going to lose as much time. But if they're 16 seconds ahead and they have to take a splash and dash, they're going to lose that lead. So as fast as they're running, if somebody's back there within, I'd say somewhere along the lines, I think Robert Altman's a little far back, maybe somewhere right around Jeremy Gill. That's 32 seconds back from the leader right now. That's probably in the realm where, like, if they were stretching it out, that he would be, if he can make it a 1-stop, and the leaders would have to get a splash and dash, could possibly
Speaking
end
of
up
leaders,
taking
we
the
got a
lead.
battle for the lead, and looks like Christian Proctor has gotten around Rob Higgs, and may need to take a look back and see the pass right there, because he's already put about 2 seconds on him, and here it is. Dives to the inside here into the slow corner. Gets it turned through there, and it's Rob Higgs that gasses up to try and stay down in front. And not sure if either of those cars walk away with any kind of damage, but Christian Proctor is going to now drive away. He's got a 1 second lead on Rob Higgs, as Higgs now trying to catch back up. But to me, Jimmy, I mean, I definitely can't say I'm the best driver out there. The fastest driver out there is Higgs. Really drives it into the chicane here at the end of this lap. But on a track like this with these kind of cars, I feel like fuel saving, good luck. I mean, I'm worried about driving that car and keeping that thing pointed the right way. I'm not worried about, well, let me lift a little bit here, let me cruise a little bit here. I'm worried about just getting around this track as easily as possible. Like, if we're here in a GT car, you could probably, coast a little bit into some of these corners.
Oh, yeah,
and save a little bit of fuel, but with how rough handling, I mean, he almost synchronized spinning there from the 115 and 94. I think it's too tough to handle right now to even think about fuel saving, and by doing so, you see it. You see the gap that this field has right now. Again, it's only 1 second back to Rob Higgs, 17 seconds back to Robbie Minor. I mean, it's huge gaps to the point where you're looking at Jeremy Gill here. He's in 7th place. We're only on lap number 13, but he's already 31 seconds behind the leader. So regardless if you're saving or not, you're maybe getting close to the end of the first stint here. You're going to lose more time in that second stint as well, especially if you're deciding to save. So, maybe you can pick up a couple positions by trying to save and make this a 2-stop. But I think the safer bet is actually just running as fast as your pace can handle, and just making that splash and dash and dealing with it basically.
Yeah, it's it's running your own pace, and you can see right now, you can see the Ford Jeremy Gill thinking about going there. The 9 going for a slide over the corner.
James Smith trying to stay out the way. I guess he did.
I mean, just gotta. It's like, what are you doing? No. You see the tires lock up, but yeah, drivers are having issues. With obviously you can see. The way these drivers are attacking the corners and trying to put a little bit of energy and trust in the car, but you can hear Jeremy Gill just lighting up tires, trying to get onto it here, heading down into turn number 1, and trying to chase down David Shively as the 85 that is right in front of him, but he's gonna blink out on me and reset my cameras. That's always fun. But the drivers are doing a great job. Everybody's kind of spread out now, but Jeremy Gill and David Shively are in the tightest battle. They are less than a second apart. Christian Proctor now out to a almost 5 second lead now over Rob Higgs. And that spin that we've seen there by the 14, that was, I think, the first time we'd seen Rob actually make like a pretty decent sized mistake. And obviously a costly one, as he was getting passed by Christian Proctor right at the moment. But still plenty of time ahead of Robbie Minor, is now starting to catch up in some lap traffic himself. I believe he is behind. Who's he behind? I think that's the O's. No, who's that? Who's in behind?
I was trying to see who that was too. I'm not sure who that was, but I was gonna say Minor going a little bit slow here. I'm thinking, yeah, he is gonna bring it into the pits. Really kind of limping that thing in there. Not sure what happened here to Minor, but certainly slow coming into the pits. And this will be his first pit stop. It looks like he's obviously definitely reserved to making a 2 pit stop race, and knowing that it's gonna be 2. I mean, you can come in kind of at any time from now until 16 or maybe even 17th lap to try and get your pit stop in here, but split it up however you want. We even seen some cars. Bryce Anderson came in on lap number 3. Rick Higgs came in on lap number 9, and just kind of splitting up the race a little bit differently for them. We'll see how it plays out here in the end as Robbie Minor gets his 4 tires and is down and out, but certainly going the way for Christian Proctor. Maybe not necessarily on the formation lap, but he's turning it around. He's had to pass a majority of this field, and he's done so. He's out to now 4-second lead over Rob Higgs. Matt Ulmer in third. Jorge Ledesma Jr., though, I mean, he's not on ovals. Not sure how good he is in general on road courses, but if this is a bad finish for him, finished up in the top 5, I don't think he's going to complain coming in here with a 75-point lead over Timothy Presley, who unfortunately, Timothy Presley, we've gotten word that he's going to be out for quite some time here for this season. So, I mean, so realistically, if Presley is kind of done-ish for the season, the lead for Jorge Ledesma is 179 over third place Shane King, and then 221 over Andrew Jones in fourth. Gives you an idea of just how ridiculously dominant that 44 has been this year.
Yeah, and you're looking at the leaders in pit lane right now, taking 4 tires of fuel as the 13 is down and out here, only making it to lap. This is the start of 16. So
start of 16, yep.
Yeah, they are going to need to get that splash and dash towards the end. We still have 20 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. So another pit stop on the books waiting to happen. You can see. We're seeing Ulmer, Shively, Ledesma all in, and it does look like Joshua King staying out here for another lap. Gonna start here on the 16th lap, so maybe King's got what it takes to make it that one stop. Joe Thomas, kind of where I got my information on fuel earlier, still out on the track as well, sitting in P number 6, so a little bit of strategy from some of the drivers a little bit farther back, Carl, could net them a great finish here. You can see Bryson Anderson. He's back there in P number 10 right now. Was in on lap number 3. So maybe taking the splash and dash early. Maybe it was maybe forced entry. Maybe he had a little damage and decided to get a fast repair. But maybe in a spot here too to get that final pit stop done here and a couple more laps. So obviously need to make it to at least where you got 15 laps to go. But and he's got about 6 more laps there that he can. Excuse me. Yeah, he's got a few more laps that he just needs to get in there to make sure he has enough fuel to make it all the way. So, but and he'll be done. But right now, Drafty Beef, he ended up with a meatball, Carl. So
yeah, I seen that pop up right after we talked about him last time. So I don't know exactly what happened. It looks like Robert Altman has a bit of an issue here.
Oh, we're gonna go back because we totally missed that as we were talking about everything else, and we'll see what. No, that's Robert Altman. Drafty Beef, please. There we go. And this here is what's gonna happen to Drafty, but just comes down. Okay, wasn't expecting that one. We'll go back where Araginski. I have no idea. Maybe. Oh, you know what? I wonder if he got a meatball for downshifting too fast.
Well, I don't think he didn't have a meatball when he was sitting in the pits. Like when we were talking about him,
maybe
saying that he was in the pits and it looked like his night was going to be over early. So what I'm thinking, Jimmy, is he pulled a Carl. Regardless, he was planning on coming back in the race or not. He came in the pit road. He sat in the pit box. He didn't turn the car off, and the damn thing blew up on him. That's what I'm thinking happened. I can't confirm, but that sounds like something that might have happened here. But we are running pretty good here right now, and I do got to definitely give a shout out to these drivers. They're doing a fantastic job out here. A really good pit stop, pit entry, pit exit for Rob Higgs. He was able to close that lead back down to 1 second with a good, good entry and pit stop. But that's all gone by the wayside again as Christian Proctor is putting in some ridiculous laps. Higgs having some issues here and there. Proctor now back out to a 9-second lead, turning the fastest lap of the race that last time by with a 126.77. That's almost about 0.7 of a second faster than anybody else here tonight. So Proctor is certainly feeling it, and maybe getting a little help from the race last night and dealing with a slick car. Maybe that's helping him out here today, but it's certainly working out for the 13. He is a fast one out there. Rob Higgs in second. Robbie Minor, your top 3 as Minor's kind of just running his own race right now. He's got 17, almost 18 seconds in front of him. 9 seconds behind him. It's got to just feel like a lonely little practice session here for Robbie Minor, but I don't think he'd mind. He's up here in a podium spot right now, and I'm sure Tristan and Samantha don't mind Robbie just having his own little race there in third place. Ledesma here in fourth is the one that's 9.5 seconds back. Matt Ulmer rounding out your top 5. Then you got Jeremy Gill, Davis Shively, Bryce Anderson, Joshua King, and Robert Altman. That's going to round out your top 10.
Yeah, and as we got a few laps to go, we're going to go ahead and give you a little bit of love to hear it here. As I need to take care of something real quick, and I'll let you guys watch the battle as the 4 is trying to take over from the 23.
Sights and sounds here of the Hold Your Brakes Academy presented by PinoutsForVets.com for the Charlotte Operation Motorsports 35 here, and it is being dominated right now by Christian Proctor. He's at a 41-second lead, but he's also still going to make one more pit stop before this thing is over. Rob Higgs has already made his pit stop. He's made it now around Robbie Minor, who also will need to pit one more time. But did get to see a couple guys just get lapped. Joe Thomas and Joshua King, who may be trying to stretch this thing out on fuel, and both of them coming in on lap number 16, but it looks like now Joshua King has come in on lap number 22 also, and gotten some fresh tires on the 17 and try and fight his way back through this race. But maybe the 218 here of Joe Thomas trying to stretch this thing to the end. He's got to go one less lap than everybody in it right now because he's gone down a lap, which just actually helps him in this situation. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I mean, all in all, I think these drivers are doing a heck of a job because, as I mentioned several times, this track is not easy with these cars out here. I definitely had myself a handful. So did in my co-commentator here, Jimmy. He got out here and tested a little bit. And it is not easy, but these drivers doing a pretty good job here so far, especially your leaders up here, Christian Proctor, Rob Higgs, Robbie Minor right now for your top three. You got Ledesma Jr., Jeremy Gill for the top five, and shout out to all these drivers out there just being brave and getting this thing done, because it looks like it's a handful even just from the booth here.
Yeah, I was out there testing the durability of the cars. How hard can you hit the wall without getting a meatball? What angle can I slap the wall at and still be able to drive straight? Everything you could do. It is a difficult drive. It's not easy. Even for somebody that likes road, it is still difficult. It's driving. You want to overdrive the car so bad. You feel like you can go so much faster, and like all I need to do is turn this wheel. It don't seem like you're going very fast. I guess I should put you guys down in the cockpit here. I kind of give you a feel of kind of what it's like. Let me take down the tower there for everybody, but you can just see how tight them corners are and how slow they're getting down to here. They're all the way down in first gear. I don't know. I think I can pull up the dashboard, but I think I need to. Is that over the logos? Yeah, it's over the logos. All right, so yeah, you get the dashboard on the bottom right. You can just see how slow they're getting down to 40, 50 miles an hour. I've been back up on the oval here with Aaron Genske, getting all the way up there in 130. You can see the car kind of getting a little out of shape, trying to get around that corner as he's trying to throttle up, but all the way, up to 130, 140. Now down, this is 70 miles an hour. This is pretty quick to go left, right, down in the 40s. And then back on the throttle as he heads down into turn number one. And I know maybe Aaron Genske isn't like Aaron Proctor will take a look to see how low that Proctor gets as he's leading his way around here. But we've seen somebody just riding mid pack, getting down in the 40s, just trying to handle the car, get around the track here tonight, and just how patient you got to be and how inviting you like to go real fast. Like if you get out here with like an LMP2, these corners are going like 100 miles an hour. Yeah, add about another 50. It is amazingly different. Matter of fact, that's exactly what I did, and had to make myself feel a little bit better, being able to actually steer around these corners. Yeah, this 25 miles an hour down around that hairpin, Carl. So that's how slow these drivers are going now. Proctor's down. He's in the pits here. 10 laps to go. Going to get that splash and dash here to the end. How much time can Rob Higgs make up here? You can see that time counting down. As Rob's up on the track right now, and Proctor is still down in. He's trying to get that splash and dash. Finally makes it down to the pit stops, gets his stop in. It looks like he got a good stop. No having to reverse, so hits it. But it does look like the car came up. So
yeah, I mean,
left side tires.
He's got time in hand that he could probably take tires here and just be safe for this last little run. Looks like that's what he's going to do here. We'll see where Rob Higgs is in relation. That is not him right there. He's coming through the final chicane here. You see a little damaged up in the front right of that 14. But even with taking tires, Rob Higgs still plenty far behind the
Yeah, this is just
the first place driver here, and this where it happened? Oh,
Yep.
indeed, the 07 of Rick Higgs stops dead on the inside of the corner there, and that's not exactly what Rob wanted to have happen.
I don't know if they're related, but I can hear that conversation later. Especially if it's a shout and a holler right behind you or something, you know? I can imagine if I was racing my kid and he stopped in the middle of a corner like that and I was like in second. I'd be like, what are you doing? Screaming. Probably some other
might have been more words than what are you doing, but we'll keep it family friendly here.
We'll just say the passion would come out, all right? It's a little inside joke to some people out there, but the passion would come out.
Yes.
There are some people that I talk with, they know how passionate I get. It's not attitude, it's passionate. I'm very passionate about certain things, especially when I get super laser focused on things. And I don't mean
or you
any
want to take your
harsh.
focus off of other things.
Oh, yeah. That works too. It's passion, though. It's not attitude, it's passion.
Well, I want to thank the passion for the CRN fans out there, and if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer, as it's been a pretty good one out here on the Roval. I know the cars are pretty spread out. There's not too many battles going on right now, but we're still having some fun up here in the booth for sure, and getting to watch these drivers get around this tough Charlotte Roval here tonight. And again, a good showing from the field here with 17 cars out there on the track to start the race, but looks like we're down to 15 right now, with Drafty Beef getting out early, and then Matt Ulmer, not sure still what happened to Ulmer here tonight, but he looks like he's going to be done and out of the race here in 16th position. But we're down to 8 laps to go here. Christian Proctor now going into the bus stop on the backstretch. He's been phenomenal here tonight, and I mean, he's lapped almost the entire field, it feels, and he very well might. As Robert Altman coming into the pits right now. Joe Thomas not too far ahead of him, and he probably wants him to get up here and lap him. As what happened here to Jeremy Gillis? I'm seeing a meatball.
Yeah, I seen a meatball, and we're going to go back here to see what happened here. And that's turn number 2, Carl. And,
yeah, pushed wide and hit the wall at a bad angle for that tire. And the 4 could be our third casualty here tonight. He had to tow it back to pit lane. That is a lengthy tow. And that is not exactly what the 4 wanted to see here tonight. But man, I can't say enough about Christian Proctor, the job he's doing here tonight. A 125.81 that last lap right there. He is absolutely flying, and showing that it can be done. It can be done driving fast around this track, and it certainly was not easy for me, and it looks like it's not easy for a lot of these drivers out here. But Proctor trying to make it look easy, as he's got a 20.5-second lead. And keep in mind, he took 4 tires on this last pit stop. So his pit stop was about 9 seconds slower than Rob Higgs, and he's still got a 20-second lead.
Yeah, I mean, kind of come out here, and it's a double-edged sword. He still had 10 laps left. It was a good call, I think, by Christian Proctor. And I'm gonna say that I know he's in Sunday night's events. I'm gonna have to reduce his tire pressure or something, make him a little bit slower in the upcoming races. It's never happened. Christian, look out.
I mean, listen, if he can do this with this right here, I mean, our next race is the late models at Okayama. It's probably going to be just as hairy. So we'll see how that all plays out. But that's beside the point. Here tonight, he's definitely putting on a show for us out here. But Rob Higgs doing a fantastic job. Not sure what happened to Robbie Minor. Oh, that's why. Robbie Minor's in 4th because he made his final pit stop. I didn't see him come into the pits, but he made his final pit stop. Ledesma Jr., most likely, yeah, he pit on lap number 15. He's going to have to pit one more time before this thing is over, and that should put Robbie Minor back into 3rd position here. And we'll see how it all shakes out here. But coming down to the end, once again, I want to thank PinupsForVets.com and Operation Motorsports here for the series sponsor and the race sponsor, and also a thank you to want to get the read up here. A thank you to Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel for pens and shirts, chapsticks, and hats. Whether you run a company, a government agency, sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement. Check them out and get a free quote today at majesticpba.com.
Sounds like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I was waiting for you to say PB and J.
I mean, they go a lot better together than these cars here at this track, for sure.
Yeah, right?
And then the milk and wine and the macaroni and donuts, yeah, for sure.
Milk and wine. Oh my goodness, what are you trying to make there? Yeah, it's just the drivers have been continuously been out here. They've been out here for 30 laps now. Well, say 29 laps, as there's 5 laps to go, and Christian has lapped the majority of the field. You can see up there on the tower, only 5 cars on the lead lap, and that's about to be 4 here as Proctor is coming up on the number 85 of Davis Shively. So one less lap that Davis will have to get around here, but goes wide for Proctor. That gives him down to the inside, and that's a sportsmanship there. There's no reason to hold somebody up. It's not like an oval, like, oh, I can defend for a lap or two and an accident will come in. It took him all race. It took him 30 laps to get to you. Just let him go. At this time, he's just trying to get, just continue your race. You're in a good position. Jorge Ledesma is next on the list as he's in the pits. David Shively is out there and still sitting in a good spot, top 5. Obviously lap down. It just means the leader of Christian Proctor, man, he's driving his wheels off tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely a shout out to David Shively as he's out here trying to catch up to Jake Raven, who's not in the field here tonight in the Rookie of the Year standings. He came in tonight 100 points behind Jake Raven, who's having a phenomenal season so far, but no Jake Raven here tonight. We'll see if David Shively can run him down for the rest of the season, but we're coming down to the back half, the end of this season, as after tonight we're only going to have 5 more races left, as next week we're going to head to another tough track, but just because it's a little bit smaller, as we head to Bristol Motor Speedway. Then we got Rockingham, Phoenix, Dover, and Auto Club to round out the Season 4 schedule here for the Hold Your Brakes Academy, presented by PinUpsForVets.com. This is the one and only road course that they're tackling here this season. I think they're doing a pretty good job, but got a couple meatballs now. It looks like Robert Altman also grabbing a late race meatball here. But the laps are winding down right now. Christian Proctor, he's got a massive lead, 4 laps to go to get himself a nice, well-earned victory here as he's on the bus stop coming through right now. 29 second lead right now over Rob Higgs. Robbie Minor is back in 3rd after Ledesma Jr. made his pit stop. So he's going to come out there in 4th. David Shively in 5th. Then you got Joe Thomas trying to make this thing to the end on maybe 1 pit stop here, as he's still out there in 6th place. He's got about 5.6 seconds back to Joshua King, who's trying to run him down and at least pick a spot off here before the end of this thing. Bryce Anderson in 8th, Aaron Genske and Rick Higgs rounding out your top 10.
Yeah, it's just to kind of get out here for the amount of laps that they were out here for, as well as it's not easy. So 35 laps is a pretty decent amount to kind of get out here and work your way around. They had to stop maybe even twice. So obviously throwing pit stops in the mix here, on top of avoiding each other in the corners, getting this car slowed down, maybe finally just kind of succumbing to I need to get a position to I just need to survive this track, or I hate this corner, or I really need to slow down for this corner. It does take a lot, and you can learn a lot from these tracks each and every week that you're out there road racing. You can pick something up and take it to another discipline, and we kind of hit all disciplines over there with Sunday nights after we're done with the 191 Motorsports, and kind of go out there, and we had a few other drivers from some of these leagues that we broadcast car out there having some fun, and some maybe combos or mixes that maybe not familiar with, or maybe somebody that likes dirt and was just in a car they don't prefer. As I got told, oh hell no, this thing don't turn like at all. So I mean, there's you think you'd get something a little more out of some people, but yeah, it's definitely puts you out of your comfort zone, and that's when you start learning and how to kind of hold your own when it comes to that. But 2 laps to go. Christian Proctor on his way to victory here, coming down to the end here. But yeah, Rob Higgs in second. Robbie Minor is back up in P number 3. So your top 3 are still your top 3. Jorge Ledesma Jr. sitting in 4th. So not a bad run there so far for that number 44. David Shively in 5th. Joe Thomas, your biggest mover of the race currently. He's trying to stretch that thing out here towards the end and maybe finish this thing here in 6th place, with Joshua King in 7th. Now, we've seen Josh come in and take fuel. So if for some reason Joe's got to drop, more than likely Josh might take over that spot, as he is within 20 seconds of Joe. So everybody's pretty much spread out, though. Their closest battle is 4 seconds. And that's David Shively and Joe Thomas. But yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and go we are, as 13 is going to go across the start finish line and take the white flag here tonight. 1 more lap to go, about a minute and a half left in the race here for Christian Proctor. It's got to feel the last minute and a half of a 12-hour endurance race for some of these drivers, even though it's only been about an hour. But Christian Proctor's put on a clinic here tonight. He is lapped all the way through the top 5, I believe, are still on the lead. Actually, sorry, top 4 on the lead lap right now. So that's a fantastic feat, and the fact that he's got over a half a minute on second place, Rob Higgs, who started in second. It's not like Higgs was off pace or anything like that, and led a good portion of the early laps when Proctor had whatever kind of mishap he had on the grid formation lap. But he has worked his way through the field and shown that he is definitely the car to beat here on the road. It did a fantastic job here tonight. He's just got a few more corners, got to get through the bus stop one last time. And I mean, heck, he could stop at the bus stop and do a couple donuts if he really wanted to. But he's going to make it through nice and cleanly, heading around turns 3 and 4 of the oval here at Charlotte. And then down into the final chicane here. Christian Proctor is going to win in dominating fashion here at the Roval to pick up the win here tonight. A little sideways, a little action there for the fans. And I'm sure he's probably happy to be done and dusted with this race as well. You see Rob Higgs here. He's got about 30 seconds between him and Robbie Minor. So kind of same situation. He could stop here and do some donuts if he wanted to. But I'm sure just looking at the front right of that number 14, he'll be more than happy to bring that thing home and then get this thing over with.
Yeah, a little bit, like I said, a little bit of love there between the Higgs there. But Robbie Minor coming around these last of the final turns as well, coming into that, still has some time here, and it's hard to believe that 3rd place, is this far back, and just kind of a testament on how well the Higgs and Proctor were able to drive around and and have less mistakes, because Robbie has had some pretty decent laps here tonight as well. Obviously, the best lap being 1:27.62, which is only 0.2 slower than Rob Higgs. So, Robbie was doing a great job of being up there, and to get a great finish here tonight's a testament to his just perseverance to keep things going here tonight, and finally cross that line for P number 3. And Jorge Ledesma Jr. next one to come there, and obviously getting a good finish here with the 44, and if 4th is the worst you're gonna do, definitely maybe out there looking for some other drivers to give them a battle.
Yeah, take that all day for sure, and got to give a shout out to Joe Thomas as well. He did make this thing on a one-stopper. He's definitely known for trying to hang back and save a little bit of fuel. It worked out here. When he started back there in 12th, he ends up being the biggest mover of the race, moving up 6 spots. The the driver that will win here, the Tough Break Award, is the award for tonight, which is basically the hard charger, but kind of going the other way. Is trying to take a look. It's got to be a driver that finished the race, was not DQ'd or anything like that, and I mean, honestly, I think it might be Shane King. I believe Shane King was still running here at the end. He's down 6 spots. He started in 6th, finished in 12th. Joe Thomas started in 12th, finished in 6th. So they just kind of flip-flop positions here. But, yeah, I think a lot of these drivers, you see David Shively, they're just happy to be done with this thing. Burn these tires down as they were trying to get out from underneath them all race long. Well, now go ahead, get out from underneath me as I burn this thing down.
Yeah, it's now it's time to beat up the cars for sure. You don't need it for the rest of the race, and fast repair is nothing but a quick reset away. But 13 getting it done here. Great victory for all the drivers that partook tonight. It was good to see everybody kind of come out here. Welcome back from the holidays, and it's one way to start off here. A tough one, but definitely got it done here tonight. Kind of maybe now enjoying. Glad it's over. But we'll get a chance to talk to those drivers here shortly. But before we do that, we'll give you a quick rundown of where your favorite driver finished. As you see in the background, as the driver burned it down bumper to bumper. But here is your standings for tonight as Christian Proctor walks away your winner over Rob Higgs. And then Robbie Minor for your top 3. Jorge de Ledesma in P number 4, David Shively in 5th, Joe Thomas 6th, Josh King in 7th, Bryson Anderson in 8th, Aaron Genske finishes in 9th. Your top 10 being Robert Altman back there. And then number 94, Rick Higgs will finish in 11th. Shane King in 12th. James Smith in 13th. Jeremy Gill all the way back in 14th. Andrew Jones in 15th. Matt Ulmer in 16th. And Drafty Beef in 17th. So kind of feel bad for some of the drivers that had some issues of taking them out. So usually we see those some of the guys that are in the back usually up towards the front.
Well, we got our top 3 here ready for their well-deserved interviews. Before we get to that, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in to tonight's race. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. And definitely a shout-out to Tristan. Maybe Rob is happy you didn't show up here tonight, because more often than not, you guys just won't leave each other alone. And with some of these tight corners here, maybe it worked out better as Rob Minor gets up there into the podium spots, or maybe Tristan, now you got something to work on. Now we got to get you up here into the podium and talk to you. But we're going to go ahead and bring in Robbie Minor as our first interview here tonight, coming home with a 3rd place. Robbie, heck of a drive out there from you in the 53, but I guess the question is, one, did you realize that you even finished in 3rd? Or are you just happy overall just to get done with this thing and keep that thing in one piece?
A little of both, actually. Yeah, man, it was awesome. We practiced a good bit for this one. I live not far from here. I go to a lot of the Roval races and Charlotte races, so I like the track. It's a booger to drive, that's for sure. You're constantly in it. Thomas broke some of his toes, so he wasn't able to race because it's a lot of pedaling on this track. And
oh yeah, that it is. And yeah, I mentioned, I don't know if you wear socks, you wear your racing shoes or whatever it is, you need to be able to feel every bit of that pedal here tonight, because you need to be gentle, and you needed to whisper sweet nothings to the throttle pedal here tonight.
Absolutely. I finally got in here honest, guys. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, listen, buddy, definitely you had Tristan and Samantha out there rooting you on as usual, and well, at least Samantha, but maybe Tristan, usually out there on the track with you. But either way, you get it done here. You finally get up here to talk to us a little bit, and I mean, just a heck of a run. This was not easy, so a testament to the time you did put in here for the practicing. So congrats on the podium here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
All right, man. Shane and Hold Your Brakes Academy for sure. Joe Thomas and all them with Pinups for Vets. CRN, Carl, you and Jimmy, man, awesome, man. I appreciate you guys, what y'all do. SM Racing Products, Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel, and the Minor Motorsports for hanging in there with me this week and practicing. I'd like to give a shout out to Brock Morris, too. He gave me some pointers on this that really, it showed, obviously. And I listened. So I got a third place finish. So things are looking up. Next week's my birthday race. And then, hey, I ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing until next week.
Exactly. Take some time to celebrate this one. Celebrate the birthday. We'll see what you can do at Bristol, but yeah, definitely celebrate the podium here tonight. And we'll let you get out of here, and we'll see you at the Coliseum.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
That is your third place finisher here tonight, the 53 of Robbie Minor. Second place here tonight is going to go to one of the Robs. It's going to go to Rob Eggs.
Oh, hey. I mean, your name needs to be R to be in the top 3. But Rob, welcome to the booth. Jimmy Carl, do you copy?
I hear you, boys.
Hey, it's good to talk to you again. It's been a little while since we had the pink machine back up here, and I see you went back to your traditional colors. But you had
it was coming back.
You had a heck of a race car, man, and you were able to wheel and deal around here tonight. Got off there to a pretty good start, a nice jump, but Proctor has some speed for you here tonight to kind of keep you on your toes and kind of give us a rundown on your race, man.
When Proctor got the EOL at the gate, I was like, good, it gives me a chance to try to create some space and force him to burn tire. I knew as long as I could stay in front of him, I could make him really have to work it. But when it comes to flat out road tracking, Proctor's got me all day. I just know as long as I was in front of him, I could hold him off. But when he took me on that hairpin, I was like, I didn't think I left enough room, and he's underneath me. I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of areas, but yeah, you were one of the drivers out there that made the least amount of mistakes. I see you did catch a rear bumper there in the hairpin. I don't know if that's your brother, your
that's
sibling.
my brother.
There you go. I figured
it's my brother.
There's some few choice words.
Awesome. I'm like paying attention. I was like, look, he's taking a good entry, and then he did that. I'm like, I'm going to beat you because I was going to follow you until you did that.
Hopefully, you're not in the same room. You can't, without, not in touch.
No, he's 5.5 hours away.
Oh, okay.
That's a good thing for him.
And I was like, man, if that was my brother and he was sitting across from him, I'd be passionate about what I was saying to him. But no, it's obviously you don't want to see it. But you're able to take that damaged car. You still kept it within a respectable range there of Christian Proctor giving him a run for money. Definitely probably kept him honest.
Yeah, when he got his EOL, he's like, oh, they won't put me back here? Okay. He's like, I'll be up there in a minute. I'm like, oh, he's going to drive angry. This is not going to be fun when he gets up here. He's going to come out here and he's going to just show you what road racing looks like in these things.
And I mean, and that he did, but we can't take away that what the 14 did here tonight. Put on
I was happy with my performance.
You definitely put on a great performance. Got yourself a great finish. Got yourself back up here in the booth with the number 14. So we want to say congratulations, man, and give you some time.
I appreciate it, guys. I want to thank Pinup for Vets, SM Racing Products, and Majestic for making it all happen here for us. Shane, who runs the league, and then the guys over at mid-tier. And I'm going to go steal notes now on Proctor's race because I need to get faster. He can't just walk away from us like that.
Well, hopefully you can pick some notes up, and maybe he'll be kind enough to share. And if not, we'll put some nails on his tires for Sunday's race. I can't do anything about anything here at Monday nights, but maybe we'll adjust his race on Sunday. But no, it's a congratulations, man. A good run, and we'll see you next week. And we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Is the driver of the 14 second place finisher here tonight, Rob Eggs Jr. Top spot here tonight, and at least we got an idea of what happened on the grid part of it because we didn't know what happened to you. But Christian Proctor in the 13, you went to the back, you got the EOL, but it didn't take you long. You stormed through this field and showed that you were definitely the car to beat.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was driving mad a little bit there at the beginning.
Well, I mean, I guess the first question got to ask you, was it slicker out here tonight or was it slicker last night at the dirt track?
Oh, dude, yeah. I don't know. It was slicker at the dirt track, I think.
I mean, it had to be it had to be close. I mean, I got out here and got a little a few laps in here, and this thing. I mean, you had the baby the throttle on a lot of these corners, especially the little hairpin there where you're getting out in the first gear. But I mean, we definitely seen you wheeling and dealing, especially when you were catching up there to Rob and trying to figure out how to get around him, and you were slinging that car around there. It seemed like you as rough and as sketchy as it was out there, you had a good feel for it.
Yeah, I've always been pretty good at road courses and the any NASCAR really. Um, yeah, I caught up to Rob and we were in voice chat together, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to race you hard, race you clean though." And then coming out of the hairpin, he went a little wide and hit the marbles and got it sideways, and I straightened it back out for him. But after that, I was just gone.
Yeah, absolutely, and to the point where you were far enough ahead, you could even take some four fresh tires there at the end to put yourself another fast lap of the race to end this thing. But I mean, heck of a run out here tonight. You absolutely do it in dominating fashion. So congrats on the win. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Well, I'm required to shout out the sponsors, so Pinups for Vets, Majestic, and SM Racing. That's why I got the EOL. I didn't know I was supposed to do it, but want to thank them for helping us out with the league and like coming out and racing. It's a lot of fun.
Well, you definitely certainly had some fun out here tonight. A lot more fun than probably some of your competitors out there. So congrats again on the win. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week at Bristol.
Appreciate it.
That is your winner here tonight. The 13 of Christian Proctor, getting it done. Definitely just dominating performance. There's no other way to put it. He definitely didn't put a tire wrong other than maybe not saying the right things to put him in the back. And I guess for the field, at least it gave them hope by him having an EOL to start this thing, but at the end of it, a 31-second win for the 13. Just a fantastic performance. Want to thank everybody out there again for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything SCRN has to offer. This is only race number 2 for us for the week, as the rest of the week shaping up like this. We got another race right back at Charlotte tomorrow night, but it's for the Core Xfinity season opener, and we're on the oval. Well, we're a little bit easier on our guys here. We're not going to make them put them on the roll, but no, it is on the oval tomorrow night for the Core Xfinity presented by SimRaces.com. Is going to be tomorrow's season starter, and then the season opener for CSRL on Wednesday night at Imola. We got Pit Road Speed Limit Racing back in action at Bristol, back-to-back on Wednesday night, and then the season opener for the Virtual Velocity Racing Xfinity Series is going to be at Auto Club as well. So plenty of racing yet this week here on CRN. Make sure you tune in. But for myself and Jimmy from the Charlotte Roval, we'll see you at the track.